Look at that rakish pylon design to hold up the track. I got started making these, but first I am making the rest of the aluminum track parts. I had a couple of curves to do. They take up the longest pieces of aluminum. So welcome to Sisyphus CNR. Pylons are underway and still plenty of track work is going on. Another short video to fill the void until I get this track going. I'm cutting curve 3 from that odd shaped piece of aluminum. What's left will still get used for the straights, maybe a squiggle or two. So I mill around and profile the part, leaving kind of a pocket. I needed more aluminum than just that one big scrap piece I had to make one more of those long curves. There are some Gumball Gizmo parts lying around here. I found one of the backing plates for a part of the Gizmo called the Crescent Cascade. I just had to press out the pins. I knocked them out with a punch. That graphic, that's a fractal image from the Mandelbrot set with some enhancement and detail added. Benoit Mandelbrot. Link below, by the way, check that out, very fascinating. Left of that, by the way, is a bubble chamber photograph of a high energy proton striking a hydrogen nucleus, obviously. In order to get the vinyl graphic to peel off, I put the plate on the dashboard of my car in the sun, and wow, did that plate get hot. Too hot to hold, but the vinyl peeled right off anyway. This is a bit of video of the Gumball Gizmo and the Crescent Moon Cascade, as we called it. The moons tip back and forth, dumping the gumball down the chute. So when I went to mill the curve, I used a pattern that I had made, and I found a place on that piece of aluminum where it went down without hitting anything in that sort of constellation of holes. And I've ordered some new bandsaw blades to pre-trim those, but they haven't arrived yet. As you might remember, the last blade was trashed by cutting that fiberglass PC board. And there are 4 curves now. Hooray! Only about 5 straight sections and 2 squiggles to go. There are always design decisions to be made, and the CAD sure does help. I'm thinking there are too many pylons. It may look obvious, but I'm not sure how much rigidity the track that I designed has. I still don't know. Before I drill and tap out all the rails for those attachment points, I need to make sure the pylon count is right or reasonable. And this is a check to see if I can get all 9 of them from a single 12 by 12 sheet, if I decide to go with 9. It'll be 3/16 inch polycarbonate for now. If it ends up looking too thin, I'm going to redo them in 1/4 inch. And then maybe later I'll do some more complex aluminum ones. So I simulate the tool path on an old program called Easy Feature Mill. It shows just how it's going to go, right where the path is. And what you see is what you're going to get with your mill. That's exactly what it's going to do. This is speeded up video, but it goes about as fast as you can when you mill it. In fact, too slow just builds up heat, and you don't want that with plastic. That's why a single flute end mill is good for plastic. This is a double flute, but one thing you can tell about milling is what the chips look like. In other words, one thing that helps you know how your milling is going is by looking at what the chips are like. The bigger chips are the full plunge. That's a little better. Now cutting at the top, that last screw gets cut out of the picture. That's just to hold it down while you do the profile. And on the very last pass, you go slow because that's the beauty pass. The whole pattern would be gone with the truss pockets. The whole pattern in that pylon, that will disappear if I mill truss pockets in. And I'm not even sure if I'm going to go that route, but and there you have a pylon, which would go with the track, something like this. That's it for now, and I think that the next video will have the full track up and running. No promises, but I'm more excited to see it go than anyone. So thanks for watching. Bye.